Hello. I want you to picture a scenario. It's June 2020, really in the thick of quarantine. It's a bad time. You're stuck at home, endlessly scrolling through Instagram or YouTube or Twitter. Probably YouTube in this case. Mindless, mouth open, absolutely depressed. But then, suddenly, you see it. Two very simple words brilliantly combined into one with a colorful thumbnail and a wacky premise and a main theme by Kiro Benito. The dopamine hits like a truck. Bugsnax! In the absolute depression of the year 2020, young horses blessed us with Bugsnax, leaving it on our laps like a pastry from a personally owned pastry shop. I'm not even kidding. I saw Octodad and Bugsnax and was literally sold on the concept instantaneously. I didn't care if it was easy or for children, I was just absolutely enthralled by the concept alone. I also thought it was funny that a lot of the people in the comments were joking about it secretly being a horror game with dark undertones about consumerism and mental illness. What a funny idea. That's so funny. I wanted to make a video about this game for a few reasons. One, I think it's fun, and I genuinely do believe that Bugsnax is a really good game that is worth playing, and two, I wanted to highlight why I think this game deserves more praise than it usually gets. I was going to include this in my game music video, but the more I dug about this, the more I had to make a video about it on its own. I am holding my microphone in a cup. It's cup mic time. Hold on, let me just take a drink. Bugsnax is a psychological horror mystery adventure puzzle game created by young horses about a mysterious island and the people that end up on it, the creatures that live there, and the mysteries that it holds. Those that made it are the same people behind the ridiculous but very heartfelt Octodad. I saw a lot of people similarly discrediting Octodad for a lot of its material in a similar way to Bugsnax, so I wanted to make this to say, Young Horses makes weird, fun games, with usually very mature undertones and themes that you wouldn't usually see in your average E for everyone game, which caught me off guard when I played this for the first time. Also, just to be clear, I played a bit of this game when it was released on PS4 and PS5 back in November, but I did not finish it and start work on this video until I fully completed it on Steam. And geez, I'm so glad I went back and finished it. It's probably my favorite game of 2020, if I'm totally honest. I think that it's a story, while surface level in some ways, can be ridiculously heartfelt and emotionally raw in others. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but I do think it deserves to be played as blind as possible. But I don't think I can express exactly what this game is without first getting the basics down, so let's just run through the opening. Bugsnax opens with found footage of Elizabeth Megafig, an Australian cryptid hunter and overall Bear Grylls type. We see a tape of her and her girlfriend Eggabell on the island of Snacktooth, where they talk about Bugsnax.
Bugsnax! They're the most delicious thing in the world. You haven't lived until you've tried one.
Bugsnax, an ancient myth that was thought to be fraud, turns out to maybe be real? But this footage is all you have to work with. Lizbert sent it to you as a call to action. She wants you to come report on Bugsnax. You as an unnamed journalist. Honestly, a very similar constructed character to Miles Upshur from Outlast. No, I'm not kidding. You are also a hunter of cryptids, much like Lizbert. But your agent, Clumby Clumbernut, yes, that's actually their name, thinks it's just another red herring for you to waste your career on. She seems very specifically upset with you because of this, but you in your excited stupor run off to Snacktooth to hide from your previous cases. To hide from your failure as a journalist. You run to Snacktooth. It sounds fun! Worst case scenario, the Bugsnax aren't real and we all go home. Yeah, it could be dangerous, but that's what you live for. Danger and truth. So set out to Snacktooth on your airship. It's a long journey, but you finally make it to the island. But as you begin to dock, a massive creature flies overhead and takes down your ship. As absurd as it seems, it looked like a giant pizza? They couldn't be real, could they? Crashing into a nearby cliff and barely surviving, you finally reach the island, an island that nobody has ever returned from, an island with decades of history and intrigue. You're finally here to find the truth. After falling down some cliffs, getting brief glimpses of the creatures of this island, it's almost impossible to comprehend. How silly could this all really be? Falling down, you get a bit roughed up. Opening your eyes and looking down, you spot your first Bugsnax. It's almost like it was watching you while you were knocked out. How cute. These creatures follow Pokemon rules, saying their own name and being all goofy. Very strange. You come across a Grumpus who looks like they're in need of help. Filbo here is a bit inept, so you gotta catch some snacks for him. Just to be clear, I will be talking about the gameplay a little bit later, but I really don't think I have to highlight every single step of the process. So, Catching a strawbee for Filbo allows him to regain his strength. Strangely, after eating this living creature alive, he appears to be mutated by it. His arm changes into a strawberry. Can't be good, but it's probably fine. I mean, he seems fine. Are you fine, Filbo?
Oh, this? Pretty neat, huh? It's a side effect of eating Bugsnax.
Yeah, he's fine. He's good.
Anywho, I'm still recovering. I could use maybe 3 more Bugsnax. Well,
After this, you can follow him around to find Snacksburg, the town at the center of the island. I don't really know where it came from. I guess it was always here. Maybe for the past folks who live here? I don't know where they went, though. Anyway, Snacksburg needs to be repopulated and fixed up, so you, as the mayor, are left to put all the pieces back together. Oh, wait, Filbo is the mayor? Then why am I doing his job for him? Oh, wait, yeah. You spend the next roughly 10 hours of gameplay talking to Grumps, catching snacks, doing side quests, collecting clues, keeping your eyes peeled, and watching your back.
I need him.
I gotta get him.
This is why I experience pain.
We got it, go! It's all pretty simple, but pretty fun. The snacks all have great environmental puzzles around them. They have excellent and charming voice acting. They can get annoying sometimes, but that's entirely fine. I really like the way they handled the puzzles as well. There isn't really one correct answer to catch each snack. It works on a loose physics system along with a simple set of rules that allow for creative solutions. It makes the game feel fresh all the time, as you're never really bound by any rigid restrictions. I got it. Where did you come from? What the fuck is going on? Overall, though, I think the game's strongest aspect is its atmosphere. It's almost like Animal Crossing and Pokemon Snap, but early Animal Crossing, though, where everyone is weirdly passive-aggressive and it's kinda scary. I really enjoy just walking around and chilling, looking at stuff. I absolutely can't get enough of the soft lighting as well. The shadows don't look the best, but when it's twilight and the light hits everything in just the right way, it looks like a cartoon and it's beautiful. Perfect. The quests are simple and fun, the characters are charming and funny. It's especially fun to learn about them considering how they're all very varied and weird people. I dread talking to some of them, but it honestly mirrors real life in a way that I'm almost uncomfortable with. It's kind of uncanny. I'm not trying to say it's for everyone, but the ridiculous self-aware charm shines through the most in the Grumpus writing especially. While most of the Grumpuses are very flawed people and sometimes annoying, this is 100% by design. These are not supposed to be perfect characters that everyone likes. Much like the Bugsnax themselves, these people look goofy and wacky on the outside, but as you get to know them, you find that they're all very deeply flawed people that ran to Snacktooth to escape something. So, why don't we go over some of the cast? No, I am not going to explain what a Grumpus is. There's Filbo Fiddlepie, the incompetent follower, desperately searching for personal meaning, voiced by Max Middleman.
I'm Filbo Fiddlepie. I guess I'm sort of like a deputy mayor? I don't know. I'm not good at most stuff.
I am in constant pain! Who's done stuff for Miraculous Ladybug. There's Wambus Troubleham, the uptight old-school farmer, caught up in his past failures as a farmer and as a husband. Voiced by Fred Tatasquire, who has been in, everything.
Wambus Troubleham, farmer? Like I can afford that. Seems like you never had to pay property taxes.
You don't know a thing about love! That's why your wife left you!
I'm gonna do violence to you.
Building a sentry.
Bethica Winklesnoot, a snooty mean girl with a taste for gossip.
OMG, I have so many hot takes.
I mean, she's literally got snoot in her name. Voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris.
I'm Bethica Winklesnoot, and I basically do whatever I want.
Sure, but like, what do you do professionally?
Let's just say I'm an information specialist.
She played Morgana in Persona 5 and was also in Smash Ultimate and Sword Art Online. I think she actually used the fact that most people found Morgana very annoying and sort of channeled that into Bethica. I love to hate Bethica. She is kind of extremely entertaining.
Hey there,
Like, oh my
Bethica?
god, is this squeeb really talking to me right now? It says right here on my snack scope, Filbo, personality type, squeeb. Skills, none. Friends, none. It also says, you're a terrible leader.
I was gonna do a funny edit here, but she just kind of is funny herself. I don't even have to do anything. Just look at this fucking smug grin. That is the face of someone that is proud of what they have done. You've got Gramble Giggle Funny, Bugsnax Vegan, Rancher, and overall paranoid sweetheart.
Gramble Giggle Funny. I look after all the Bugsnax in town and make sure they don't wander off.
Thoughts on Bugsnax?
Well, they're just the cutest little things, aren't they? I don't understand how anybody could look into their googly little eyes and want to eat them.
Voiced by Sam Riegel, who's been in Critical Role since 2015.
Sometimes I wake up at night and I'm out of bed, lost in the woods. I think I see Lizbert out there watching me like a vengeful spirit. Can we talk about something else?
Wiggle Wigglebottom, a creative who just can't seem to get another hit, voiced by Kenna Ramsey.
You've certainly heard my #1 single, Do the Wiggle. You see, Wiggle Wigglebottom needs no introduction.
Basically me with my Deltarune video.
Oh, well. You know, no hit can stay on top forever. And I'm afraid the audience didn't care for
Soma.
or
Dog.
I've been accused of being a
Furry.
Who is actually more of a stage actor and singer, which is perfect casting for Wiggle, a very larger-than-life character. But I can't say what other things she's been in, sadly, though. She does great here, though. I don't think Wiggle would have been, how should I put this, musically stimulating as she was if we didn't have such a talented stage actor playing her.
I know I'm flowing. I'm flowing. Ooh, la 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 la. Oh, please. Ancient Bugsnax, can you hear me? Will you show yourself if you hear how much I need you? Will you show yourself if you hear my cry? Bugsnax, I need you. Bugsnax. I got to have you. Oh, in my mouth.
I don't think Bugsnax can understand you.
Come to me, my muse of the sea. My mouth is your destination, and wiggle is your destiny. A semi destiny, yeah, get in my belly, oh, yeah.
There's Cromdo Face, excellent last name, a sleazy salesman always out for the next big deal, with a secret passion for music.
Business king, sales savant, future CEO of Starbucks, the one, the only, Cromdo Face!
Ironically, his voice actor, Rick Zeef, has been in a lot of weird bootlegs, so it's oddly appropriate for Cromdo as a character. He's also been in a lot of Tom and Jerry, and he was also Croaks in the Cuphead show recently, which is really fun. Listen, we're almost done with the cast, and then we can get to the existential shit. Just hold your fucking horses, okay? There's Snorpy Fizzlebean, a conspiracy theorist, scientist, and generally very intelligent engineer.
I am Redacted. Bean. And I have devoted my life to inventing devices that foil the machinations of the Grumpinati.
Voiced by Roger Craig Smith, another talented voice actor that has been a lot more things than I can count. In gaming, he's known for voicing Chris Redfield in Resident Evil, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Kyle Crane from Dying Light. Which is really cool, as I never would have guessed that this character was voiced by Sonic and Chris Redfield. I love to see it.
Elizabeth Megafig was a curious sort, and had a foolish bone in her body. She could rival me in wit, and Redacted. Low and arm wrestling.
Speaking of, there is his boyfriend, Chandlo Funkbun. I'm gonna be completely honest here, Chandlo is the best character in the game. Chandlo is a wild hippie bro dude type with a passion for spirituality, caring for others, and fucking lifting!
Chandlo Funkbun. I lift.
Lifting is a job?
It's a way of life, bro. Anything that needs to go up. Logs, buildings, balls, Snorpy. I'll get him there. I heard nobody comes back from this island. Sounds like a challenge to me. What do you want?
He's really beefed out and is always making me laugh. God, he's just the best. No wonder Snorpy is dating him. Oh fuck, I tipped my hand. He's voiced by, holy shit, Yuri Lowenthal, one of the most prolific voice actors of the 2000s and 2010s. He worked a lot on NPC voices for games like GTA 5 and Fallout New Vegas.
You know, patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
But you'll recognize him most for roles like Sasuke in Naruto's English dubs, Yosuke Hanamura in Persona 4 and most of its surrounding media, and more recently Peter Parker in Insomniac's Spider-Man games. I'd assume that his name was floating around Sony HQ for Spider-Man before the Bugsnax team latched onto him. Anyway, Chandlo is a homie. I love him so goddamn much.
Thanks, Chandlo. You really slam dunked my questions. Get it?
Bro, that's not... Just don't. Anyway.
There's Floofty Fizzlebean, the non-binary sibling of Snorpy. While still a scientist, they're much more mad scientist than Snorpy.
I am Floofty Fizzlebean, the world's first gastroentomologist. In baby language, I study Bugsnax and their effect on grumpuses. When Elizabeth Megafig was recruiting for her cult of personality, I observed something strange about her arm. She was keeping it hidden, but she displayed early stages of snackification. That piqued my interest.
They are voiced by Casey Mongillo, who is also someone that has done a lot of anime, specifically JoJo's.
See, I told you Bugsnax is anime!
Thoughts on Bugsnax?
You are asking for opinions instead of facts. I'm not going to discuss my feelings with you, you emotional parasite.
Foreshadowing! There's Triffany Lottablog, an archaeologist and Midwestern sweetheart.
Oh, I go digging up bits of history and try to piece them back together. It's usually not so dramatic, just an old coin or a severed toe under a rock. But this island's chock full of finds. Oh goodness, my name! I'm Triffany Lottablog.
Thoughts on Bugsnax?
Amazing, don't you think? We got paintings of Bugsnax from 1,000 years ago. Grumpus civilization rises, collapses, and turns to dust. But the Bugsnax, they always stay. They are walking records of history.
Voiced by Haviland Stillwell, who also voiced characters in Miraculous Ladybug, which I don't know anything about, but I've heard it's good, I guess. Shelda is voiced by Deborah Wilson, who was Debbie in Over the Hedge. She was also in Scary Movie 4 and The Baby Shark Show. So do with that information what you will.
One is called Shelda. One who is me acts as a vessel for the will of Mother Nature. So it is. One maintains balance and...
Shelda is the weakest character in the game, no offense to Deborah. She does great with the material she's given. I just think that Shelda as a character only really starts to become interesting in the recently released DLC, but there's gotta be one character that everyone hates. And last, but definitely not least, Eggabell Batternugget, a shy egg that loves to help others and tries her best to be self-reliant, usually failing, but not wanting to admit it.
Dr. Eggabell Batternugget, MD. Well, in school I focused on endocrinology, but the clinic I worked at was so small. In practice, I wound up doing family medicine.
So why come to Snacktooth?
Come on, you know why. Lizbert said I didn't have to come, that she'd be back to see me whenever she could, but I wasn't gonna let myself get left behind.
She is voiced by Frida Wolf. She voices some small roles in a lot of things, including the female survivors in State of Decay 2, but she's never really had a meaty role like this. Thoughts on Bugsnax?
They're a perfectly balanced source of nutrition with upsetting side effects that are otherwise harmless.
Oh, Eggabell, it's so good to see you. I can't believe you've been up here all this time. You're so, different.
That's right. The soft little Eggabell you knew is gone.
Yeah, you really came out of your shell, huh? Hey, so...
And I gotta say, she fucking knocks it out of the park. I found she tended to be the emotional core of the main story, in fact, as well as one other character. And that's our cast of Grumps. Reading out all of these people's names was a fucking Herculean effort of a tongue twister, Jesus Christ. They're definitely a strange bunch, but as you probably noticed, they're all voiced by very professional voice actors. These are people at the top of their game. It's why these characters are able to pull off the depth and range that they do, because their skills really show in these performances. These characters make the story what it is, and I don't think it would be as powerful as it is without them. Helping them is what drives you to catch snacks, as you're allergic to them yourself. So you might as well help everyone around town, and after helping them with their issues, they can come together and celebrate, and the people of Snacksburg can live happily ever after. But something doesn't feel right here. This isn't... No, something is wrong. They wouldn't be who they are if they were on this island. It all goes back to the island. It all goes back to Snacktooth Island. Why would they come here to begin with? What's here for them? The Bugsnax? This party isn't right. The cheery music hides the true feelings of the characters and hides the truth. A truth tied to one grump. So the question is, what happened to Elizabeth Megafig? Major spoilers for the ending of Bugsnax. I seriously am not kidding. If you are sold by any of the ideas presented to me in the first half, please give the game a shot. It just came out on Steam recently. It's wonderfully genuine, and it's definitely my favorite game of 2020. I think what Young Horses has created deserves to be kept safe and secret. It deserves to be experienced blind. So, now is the time to go do that. Also, if you're leaving now to go play the game, or you made it this far, make sure to subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. It's proven that if you call to action, people are more likely to subscribe. Who cares? Thank you for just watching this. I appreciate it a lot. But subscribe! Slowly, as you collect the Grumpuses and bring them back to Snacksburg, you collect clues and interview all of them as to the whereabouts of Lizbert Megafig, the, as of your arrival, missing Grumpus. You can slowly piece together this story about Elizabeth coming to the island, discovering its secrets, then coming back to the mainland to collect more people to study it properly. You are eventually invited to that team, but as you start to piece the clues together, a sinister story starts to make its way through the fog. Did Elizabeth die? Did she fall off the mountain? Did she leave us here to die on this island? What happened to the previous inhabitants? Where did the Bugsnax come from? What is the origin of the island? You start to notice patterns. Small things at first, like Eggabell seeming worse off the more Bugsnax she eats, or every single character without fail becoming worse off by consuming them. Floofy almost kills themselves for their science, Snorpy hides in his room from something that may or may not exist and munches on cookies in the woods. Chandlo is on this ever-expanding quest to become stronger, but it's always not enough. Cromdo is running away from terrible deals he made in the past, hoping he can sell Bugsnax to fill that hole in his heart. Wambus attempts to grow them in his garden and fails, just like he did back home. Beffica is spiraling into a self-deprecating hole, doing anything she can to snuff out people's secrets because of her own insecurity. Triffany is desperately searching for what happened to her grandma on this island, submitting herself to it and the snacks. Gramble continues to isolate from Wiggle and continues to get closer and closer to the snacks that barely even recognize that he exists. Wiggle is constantly on the search for her next big inspiration, but never finding it. These people are broken. That's why they're here. They sent themselves off to a mysterious island where people are known to go missing so they could join them. Something isn't right here. Spotting strange creatures that look like Grumpuses but vanish before you can even think about getting close. Strange happenings at night. The Queen of Bugsnax watches from a distant mountain. Something is wrong with this island, but you just can't put your finger on it. So, it's time we find the truth. After many interviews and shenanigans, you can finally reach the mountaintop. You have a tape of the last place Elizabeth was. You have confirmation that she was lost inside the mountain after an earthquake with Eggabell, and she never returned. Eggabell had to survive for weeks out in the wilds of Snacktooth. She barely survived, almost out of pure spite for herself. You have all the pieces, so it's time to put them together. Entering the door at the top of the mountain for the first time, the music shifts. It gets a triumphant feeling, a sense of mystery and intensity that the soundtrack never gave off before in this degree. The normally cheery soundtrack falls away behind this door. The truth is here. The soundtrack's mask slips away, and so does the cave floor. Everything from beyond this point is the reason that I made this video. I just wanted to say that. Falling into what the game only refers to as the Undersnacks, a new track of the same title starts playing. At this point in the game, the soundtrack becomes something special. All the tracks before are very memorable and fun, very chill and cute. The technological sounds are actually great backing for the gameplay. At first, it seems like the soundtrack is out of place. Why would this artificial-sounding soundtrack fit Bugsnax? Well, just hold on. The soundtrack gets darker, using the same tools, just twisting them and changing the perspective. The Undersnacks feels like a grand life realization, the kind of shit that changes you as a person. Not literally the soundtrack changing you as a person, but the tone that it is going for. The song plays out like a horror movie. It's insane. You're in these tunnels now, tunnels of nothing but snacks, loose food scraps, and leftover unfinished meals. It reminds me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and how suddenly that movie became horrifying. But the best has yet to come. These tunnels are wet, dark, cold, and oddly delicious looking. I want to take a bite. But we have to find Filbo and Eggabell. You find Filbo being attacked by one of the monsters you got a brief glimpse of earlier. It's snacks, all of it. Continuing down the meat tunnels, Filbo unironically says this.
Yuck! What is this stuff? Ugh, it's slimy and cold, and I kind of want to eat it.
Like I said this a minute ago for effect, but the game confirms that I was correct. That assumption is what they want you to think. Down the hall even further, you come to a massive room, snacks lining the walls like a coliseum. They stand now not as the wacky creatures you caught earlier for fun, but now as imposing figures. Still goofy looking, but somehow more menacing. Like a clown you know is out to kill you. A booming voice shouts to let you through. You'll probably recognize it instantly.
Let them through.
It's Liz. The snacks clear, and a massive conglomerate creature reveals itself. A combination of every boss snack in the game, and Lizbert is at the end of it.
Filbo, you're here.
A Lovecraftian horror of food and insects. She's all snacks now.
I can't believe it! We've got so much catching up to do!
I wish I could, but we're out of time. You have to get out of here. You have to gather up the others and get off the island!
But, being the journalist you are, you want to know what the absolute fuck is happening. I hate to break the atmosphere, but I actually love this bit where you ask if you can do an interview and Liz just looks at you all like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Just highlighting how insane it is of you to want to ask questions at a time like this. But she humors you, out of some combination of spite and desperation to tell the truth. What does she tell you?
This is the island's true form. It's Bugsnax, all the way down.
So what are Bugsnax really?
They're parasites. They get inside you and they change you. Your body and your mind. They make you want them. And before you know it, you become them. They're insidious, patient. You'll show them a weakness and they'll exploit it. What you see here, this is what's left of everybody who came before us. Of every living thing that wasn't Bugsnax. They always win.
They always stay.
Well, after she fell into the mountain, Elizabeth was swarmed.
After I saved Eggabell, I fell into this place. Before I knew what was happening, I was swarmed. Bugsnax were crawling down my throat. They tried to erase me. To make me into them.
Thousands of Bugsnax at the center of the mountain forced their way into her, like a swarm of hornets crawling down your throat. They changed her. Quote, tried to make me into them. But Liz doesn't give up easily, as we know. We know that with what little we know about her from the tapes we've seen. Elizabeth Megafig is the last Grumpus I failed to mention on purpose. She's arrogant, intelligent, kind, and can never admit when she's outmatched. She tried to warn us. She tried to stop all this. All those ghosts? That was her. The Snack Squatch? Her. The threats and mysteries? It was all her. Trying to warn us.
No. The Bugsnax are in a frenzy. They have been since we came here. They're so ravenous that they're shaking the ground apart. I'm the only thing keeping this island together right now. But it's like fighting a tsunami with a bucket.
So, what are Bugsnax? Well, Bugsnax are an ancient eldritch parasite of unknown origin. They created an island made up of nothing but snacks and waited patiently for someone to discover it. The whole island is nothing but snacks, top to bottom. Every tree, every bit of grass, everything. Early civilizations that found the island sacrificed people to the snacks in a pit. They worshipped them not out of joy, but out of fear. Those they sacrificed somehow gained control over the snacks, becoming a queen of Bugsnax, either to commit good or evil. They wanted us here. They waited patiently for its victims and then lure them in with the cheery, funny ha-ha boom, 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 only for you to slowly fall into depression, fall into yourself. They take advantage of that. They see everything you've ever been. They know what you want. You want Bugsnax. You need that dopamine, baby. Those funny little creatures making funny noises, you know you want it. It's all that makes you happy. What else could you ever need? All you need is Bunger, baby. They know who you are. They know what you want. They know how to break you. They make you want to eat them, and then they eat you. Come to Snacktooth Island and discover its Bugsnax. We are what we eat. We never questioned it before, because why should we? It made us happy. It distracted us from how horrible our lives can be in favor of short-term happiness. Literally chasing down dopamine so you can get your next fix. Only for your body to get more and more disfigured. You become something other than yourself. You either become them, or you get hungry enough to do something drastic. Also, I just want to clear, that isn't me implying that cannibalism happens. That is in the fucking game. Cannibalism implications are literally part of this twist.
We all know something kills grumpuses out there, and it has teeth. Bugsnax don't have teeth. And like Wiggle said, there aren't animals out here other than us.
Time out. I gotta use a little grumpstrum.
Now hold on. You saying grumpuses turn cannibal?
The first track you hear in the game besides the main theme is called Snack Attack. The first Bugsnax encounter you have is of a giant pizza knocking your boat out of the sky and trapping you on the island. This was intentionally designed this way. Some of the lines during and before this sequence take on a whole new light too. Some of the ways these things are written are genuinely chilling.
Grumpus civilization rises, collapses, and turns to dust. But the Bugsnax, they always stay.
Bugsnax are strong. Like a primal kind of strong. Like they own this place.
I surmise they are some sort of synthetic life form designed to beguile our taste buds.
What do I think about Bugsnax? They're pesky, tasty, and confusing.
You're asking for opinions instead of facts. I'm not going to discuss my feelings with you, you emotional parasite.
What do I think of? Delicious, irresistible, marketable. They're gonna catapult me straight to the top of Moneytown, baby.
Every taste is like a star going supernova inside my mouth. Creative energy like I've never felt before. Bugsnax are worth whatever price I have to pay, darling.
Well, they're just the cutest little things, aren't they? I don't understand how anybody could look into their googly little eyes and want to eat them.
They're so cute, I could literally eat them up. And I do.
The toxin, the mother abhors them in all their alluring forms. One feels them crawling around us, beneath us, inside us.
Oh, they're great. I mean, they taste good and they make everybody happy, so what's not to love?
Shout out to Helen Sadler, the voice of Lizbert. She really gives this monologue some serious meat, especially hearing her cheery Aussie accent the whole game, and then eventually hearing her completely bitter and broken is haunting. After this absolute bombshell on the entire story, Lizbert wants you to warn the others. But then Eggabell shows up through the ceiling.
Where have I heard that before?
Egg is tired of dealing with Liz's bullshit and says, fuck it, I'ma join the Snacks conglomerate.
See? That wasn't so hard, right?
It worked! Eggabell, you beautiful genius!
Egg is finally standing up on her own to help Liz. It's kinda beautiful, burning together on this island to save their friends they dragged into this mess.
Hey! Ow! Oh, Eggabell, stop it! No, you stop it! I didn't sleep in an igloo for months just so you could play martyr!
Now it's Eggabell cleaning up after Liz's mess, which has kind of been the usual. Good for them. Them puppets gay though. But now we've got bigger snacks to deal with. Getting thrown outside, you now know the truth, and with it comes my favorite sequence in the game. Throughout most of the game, the soundtrack has been pretty fun and light, fitting the tone of most situations, even more high-stakes ones like the boss fights. But when you get outside again, you wake back up in the same spot you started, looking down the exact same way you did at the beginning. That Strawbee was watching you as you were temporarily knocked out. Makes you think, huh? This scene isn't really different at all. It's really just a change in lighting, context, and music. It's all tainted now. You find Filbo in a similar state that he was at the beginning, except while before he needed you to get back on his feet, he's able to recollect himself with one simple phrase.
Not dream time yet. Gotta save friends. Yes! Yes, save friends!
Yes, save friends. Which is, fucking hilariously raw. The track of the same name begins to play. It's the same chords and tones we know, but now darker, more sinister. The snacks that once made you smile now ominously sing in the background. The island is awake. It knows you know, and it's angry. The snacks sing out like a chorus of death, almost like a siren call for you to come back. Eat more snacks. You have to eat more snacks. Running through areas you've been before, not any different, but now tainted by the knowledge of what this place really is. Getting back to town, you can meet with Snorpy. You have to escape, hold back the snacks, using all the tools you've collected throughout the game, all the ways you've learned to best these creatures. You can use those tools to tear them to fucking shreds. All of them. Helping your various friends along the way, helping them fend off this nightmare of an island. Reaching out to show that there is more to this world than just Bugsnax. Meanwhile, during all this, the music has held itself back for so long, and it just finally shows its true colors. It finally snaps under the weight of its own lie, and it just fucking... This absolute sonata to the island. This beautiful combination of every motif in the game, all drenched in this sinister sauce, pun intended. You can finally feel the feelings these characters have been going through. Seth Parker really sells the song for me. He gives it just the right amount of sinister to feel incredibly jarring, but also oh so satisfying. No! It's a betrayal! The Bungers were evil all along! They never wanted to help you, they wanted your soul! After so long of it hiding under snacks and lies, the real truth bursts out from the inside. Just waves and waves of them as far as the eye can see. But you keep fighting, because this island isn't a place to die, it's a place to learn. Learn the mistakes of those who lived there before. Snacktooth Island is not a myth, or a joke, or a cryptid. Snacktooth Island is a curse that follows us all, a curse that can only be broken by escape. Hence, Escape from Snacksburg. But personally, I have a better title. The way I see it, this track should just be simply called Bugsnax Theme. Even right at the end of the song, it plays the motif you know so well, the main theme, like a siren screaming out for you to come back. But you're too far now. Hopping on the escape boat with everyone alive, you can begin to take off, being in the same situation as you were when you arrived. The same massive pizza snack about to strand you on the island forever. But at this last moment, Lisbeth is there. Eggabell is there. They're able to curb the massive snack and give you enough time to escape.
Thanks, Liz.
The track is abruptly cut off by Eggabell and Liz. They saved you as they got you into this mess. Now you can go home. And you can make sure that nobody ever sets foot on Snacktooth Island ever again. At the end of the game, you can talk to everyone and deliver all this evidence to your publicist. You can finally put that story together. And then you get fired.
You're fired. This story's a page-turner and all, but you lost your job the second you walked out that door.
I mean, what did you expect? You were the biggest failure of them all, throwing yourself into a pit just because you could. But you came out okay. And it really does feel like everything can be okay. As goofy and insane and scary and existentially terrifying as the world can be, you've got the people around you. You've got your friends and family and everyone that wants to see the world all the same. For once, without Bugsnax, you can really say everything is gonna be okay. Or it's literally just a game about a funny talking burger and I'm reading way too much into it. Okay, hello. So this turned out to be my longest video that I've ever made, which I absolutely did not expect, but I'm happy that it's as good as it is. I'm proud of the way it came out. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and all that shit. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I just wanted to say I'm happy with where I'm going with the channel. I want to start streaming more. I want to make more cool videos like the one you just watched. I want to do more shit. I'm feeling good. I really do want to start streaming soon. I want to start getting a schedule. I want to be able to do that more because I think it's a lot of fun to just be able to sit with a chat and play some games and talk about stuff, and I think it's just a really good time, and I can also get footage for future essays like this. So anyway, I hope you have a good evening. So thank you. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like, holy shit, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This video took literally an entire month of editing. This is probably coming out on my birthday too, so happy birthday me. Yay, I'm 18. Happy birthday. No, it sucks. We don't like it. It fucking sucks. We hate it. Anyway, take care. Have a good day.